Hi guys, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. So I've got something pretty special to show you today. Personally, pretty special because this has been a watch that I've wanted to get for an extremely long time. By pure chance, when I was in Las Vegas, I managed to find one of these watches and all the stars aligned and I just had to get it. So let me show you and we'll do the unboxing. What we'll do is we'll do the unboxing today. I'll talk a bit about the watch and then I'm going to do a real in-depth review of it, I guess after a couple of months. So you're getting like a real in-depth look at this watch. But I have had it for a few weeks, so I'll splice in some footage of the last couple of weeks of me wearing it. Anyway, here it is. As we can see straight off, no hiding it. It says Tudor on the top. Let's just take it off here. This outer box is cardboard. We've got the Tudor logo in glossy black here, and the rest of the box is matte black. This is a vinyl covering it, it's not leather. And we'll open it up. First of all, we have the warranty information here, and then we've got the warranty card, and then where I purchased it from, which is Horologio. We'll move it from there. We've got the little hang tag here, the Tudor hang tag, and then my receipt. Horologio is in the Venetian in Las Vegas. And here's the watch. This is the Tudor Black Bay 58. So this is the smaller of the Black Bays, still extremely hard to get hold of. I always wanted to get a luxury watch from Las Vegas. It's just been one of the things that I've always wanted to do. The stars aligned. They'd had a customer order that cancelled, and this was it. They just put this in the display case, and I walked in. First of all, my friends tried it on, and then I looked at it, and it just looked awesome in person. The amount of videos that I'd seen online of it don't really do it justice. This is the most expensive watch that I've ever purchased. My Speedmaster I bought second hand. Most of the luxury watches that I've owned have all been pre-owned. So here's the watch. As you'll see, it's not on the stock strap. This is this strap. It's a really nice... Now, you might think this is a NATO, but it isn't a NATO strap. The spring bars are actually internal to the strap, and then it has this double adjustment on it. So the strap adjusts at the buckle end here, which is quite a nice touch, I think. I wore it on the stock fabric strap for a short time, but I've just been having a lot of fun wearing it on different NATO straps. This current NATO strap I've got it on is a kind of a replica, I would say, of the stock strap that it comes with. Not worlds apart, these two straps, to be honest. This strap was kindly sent in to me by Chris, who's a good friend of the channel. The rest of the box has this suede type texture to it. There's this little false bottom onto it here, which is weird because you can't get the warranty card into it. Let's have a quick look at the watch up close. It's a 39mm case. Now, in my mind, I think this is too small for me. In my mind, before I bought this watch, I was very much, I have to have a watch that's 42mm. But the proportions of this watch, I think Tudor have got it absolutely spot on. The size seems to fit my 7.2-inch wrist perfectly. I'll do a wrist shot here in a second. The way that the hands are gilt... the hands are gold and the applied indices are gold, as well as the bezel insert, which is an aluminium bezel insert. When it catches the light, depending on the light, the hands slightly change colour. Here they're a very vivid gold colour, but depending on the light they do slightly change. The overall finishing of the case is spectacular. The high polishing down to the lugs here, the polishing on the sides, which luckily I so far haven't scratched. I've been wearing this watch quite a bit. I even took it to a recent business meeting I had at Disney World. Just fantastic. The new Star Wars land was awesome. This watch was an excellent partner on my travels. It's keeping exceptionally good time. It's only losing a second a day. I have never had a watch that has performed that well. I don't know whether I just got lucky with this one or whether it's the COSC certification that Tudor put on these watches, but it's keeping fantastic time. The bezel, this coin edge bezel, has got a real nice action to it. It's audible. It does have an audible click to it. More audible than I would say a Rolex, but that doesn't bother me at all. It aligns perfectly the center pip with the 12 o'clock. I had seen a Tudor Black Bay 58 before when I was on that Christmas trip I did to New York where I took the Squale, if you remember back. And both of the bezels that they had in the store were misaligned. Now, I've never mentioned this on the channel before because I don't have photographic proof of it. I couldn't take a picture in the store. And the person behind the counter told me that because it was a vintage watch, Tudor did that on purpose, slightly misaligned it because that's what vintage watches were like. And that was the end for me. I was like, look, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. That was the end for me. And I kind of put my idea of owning one to bed then. Also, I heard rumours on a couple of the forums that because this was a new Tudor movement, that you've got to be careful because with it being the first in-house ones, there might be issues with it, similar with most products that are first off the production line. But this one has been produced very recently. I'm sure if there is any kinks, not that I know that there were, I'm sure they've been kind of sorted out. I will do a full review in a few months what it's like to have owned this watch for a couple of months so you get a real idea of it. But I think the overall look of this watch is fantastic. First of all, I love watches that have the date on it, so it's bizarre that the two luxury timepieces that I own, both the Speedmaster and the Tudor, don't have the date on them. It's a bit weird, I know, but I don't mind that it doesn't have the date on it. The other little quirks with this watch are mainly to do with the winding action. So if you unwind it, the crown, basically, it doesn't immediately, the crown itself doesn't immediately pop out. You have to turn it back slightly and then it pops out. I don't know if that's a weird quirk. And also the winding of it, I probably won't be able to capture this on audio, but you can audibly hear it wind, and it's not the sound of the rotor going round, it's an audible sound. Now, this worried me at the start, but as the watch is keeping perfect time, I can't imagine that there's anything wrong with the movement. So that's one little quirk with it. The other thing is, when you go to pull the crown out, sometimes the second hand stops, but then you go to move the time and it kind of clicks it back into the second hand moving, and then you have to pull the crown out even further. I'm not explaining this very well, I appreciate it, but essentially sometimes you pull the crown out what you think is to the end position, and then you move the hands, but then the second hand starts to go, so it's like it re-engages the second hand, and then you have to pull it out another second click. I don't know whether that's related to when the crown doesn't pop out all the way and then you have to move it and then it clicks. I don't know whether it's moving through a cycle and leave in the comment section by all means, I don't know if this is true, or whether the watch is the movement can support a date function. I don't know whether that is it, because you seem to pull through more settings than there is just for a timekeeping setting, if that makes sense. There seems to be more than two positions, a hand winding and then a setting. There's nothing that I would improve about this watch, to be perfectly honest, even adding a date. The only thing that would make it even better was if I could afford the metal strap. I just can't justify $800 for a metal strap. Not when you see straps of extremely high quality coming from like Watch Gecko, where I bought the aftermarket strap. That aftermarket strap is exceptionally high quality. The only thing is it doesn't have the solid end link, so really I can't justify just for having the solid end links. Plus, this watch looks awesome on a whole host of straps, and I know that I'm just going to end up changing the strap all the time, so it probably doesn't make sense to buy the metal strap, even though I would like it. So here it is on my wrist. Fits me really well. 7.2 inch wrist. I love the way it sits on my wrist here. There we go. It has a domed or a boxed sapphire crystal to it, which doesn't distort the dial itself, but gives a real nice vintage look to it here. Anyway, guys, this was just a quick unboxing. I'll do a full review in a couple of weeks. We'll go through the measurements and everything like that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Always, I appreciate any comments you've got. If you want to contact me directly, please contact me on any of these social media links or directly at thecasualwatchreviewer@gmail.com. As always, guys, appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.